Rosh Hashanah, we're up to Hevinu. Hevinu means that we made others sin. We made other people do Averot. So in this category of Averot, there's related to parties a little bit. Same things that related come up in parties. Parties, we get a lot of people together, and there's a transgression in the Torah that a person should not put a stumbling block for others to trip over, which means spiritually should not make other people do Averot because of you. So Rav Ovadia has interesting tshuva in Yechavedah Chelek Hey, where he talks about a person who wants to go on vacation and he wants to go to a mixed beach. There's going to be ladies and men over there. So he says that it's very chamur, very, very strict not to go there, even though a person is going for refuah. He's going because he wants to relax, he wants to to vacation and to get his strength back. But he quotes in Gemara Masechet Brachot, who says that whoever goes after a woman, whoever olech achei Aisha, he loses his portion of world to come, which means that the person has to guard his eyes. He cannot go and look at ladies dressed immodestly. At the beach, they definitely do dress immodestly. And also, the Gemara Masechet Bava Batra, Daf Zayin, it says that a person is considered a sinner if he goes by the path where the ladies are doing the laundry. The Gemara says the ladies, they reveal themselves a little bit when they go and do the laundry. They pick up their dresses. So the Gemara says if he was able to go a different route, and he goes the route by the river on purpose, and he says, I'll close my eyes, I won't look. The Gemara says he's a rasha, he's a wicked person. What is this? Why you put yourself in that test? Why should you go in a place and say, oh no, I won't look, it's okay, don't worry, it doesn't affect me, Rabbi, Or Chaz v'Shalom, some people tell me, Rabbi, so why did God give me eyes? God gave me eyes to look. What do you mean? Chaz v'Shalom, this is, the Gemara says this is very asur. Bet Yosef, Siman Chafalef, and Eben Ezer, he brings the Ben Yonah. Ben Yonah says it's an explicit negative translation in the Torah. Don't go according to your heart and your eyes. What's your eyes? Znut, immorality. Don't look at ladies. It's a isur from the Torah to look at a married woman who's dressed immodestly and to derive pleasure from her. The Gemara Masechet Brachot says the person who looks at the nail of a woman to derive pleasure and says, wow, how beautiful nails she has, it's as if he looked in that same private place. It's the same thing, the Gemara says. It's counted as the same sin. So, of course, a person has to avoid looking at married ladies. The Ben Yonah says it's a pasuk for the Naveen. They cannot look at single ladies either. The person says, well, how am I going to get married, Rabbi? I have to go to the wedding. I have to check out the ladies there to get married. Okay, you're right. The Gemara says that you cannot marry a woman until you see her. But who says that you have to see her multiple times and you have to check all of them multiple times? Maybe it's enough to see her one time. But to go and give yourself this false sense of security, it's okay to go to a wedding and stare at all the ladies dressed there. Besides for the fact the ladies have to come dressed modestly, and they're also transgressing the Ifnei, not to put a stumbling block before the blind of other people, especially married women, have to have past their knees, past their elbows, up above their collarbone. It cannot be too tight. All these things, there's no permission to go to these parties that are not dressed properly and to make other people fall and do these sins. Isur d'oraita, a very, very big sin. So therefore a person has to make sure his family doesn't go to these places, not sanua, and his friends don't, and if he goes, the Chatam Sofer says, a person says, I have to go mesameh Hatam Kala. I have to make the Hatam Kala happy. And the Chatam Sofer says, but what about all the averot you're going to do there? So it's a mitzvah ba'averah. Mitzvah that comes through a sin, it's not a mitzvah. There's no status of a mitzvah if you do millions of it, not millions, but a lot of averot on the way to go and do a mitzvah. What mitzvah did you get over there? It's a mitzvah ba'averah. So therefore a person has to think before he goes to certain weddings, obviously besides for the fact that there has to be a separate seating, there is a levush who permits mixed seating, but the mixed seating that he was talking about is when everybody's tanua. A person is going to sit at a table across from someone else's wife who's not tanua. How is he going to hold himself? What kind of tzaddikim are we that we're able to hold ourselves in such a situation, not to look chas v'shalom? And of course, the Rambam Maron Rothenberg, he was one of the Rishonim, the Rebbe of the Rosh. He writes, there's a harem, there's a ban, there's an excommunication to the people who go and make mixed dancing, which is a sword from the Torah, 100% to do mixed dancing. That we should never have such a thing in our community to have mixed dancing. And especially when you go to parties, sometimes people see their cousins, they see their aunts, they see their family members, men see ladies see men, they hug and they kiss, they shake hands. According to the Rambam, this is Isur from the Torah. It says, Isha b'nidat tumata lo tikarev legalot ervata. The pasuk in Sefer Vayikra tells us a woman in her nidah, you cannot come to touch her. And that means to come to reveal her nakedness, means to touch her. And it means all the arayot in the Torah, no, not just nidah, all the forbidden relations. You cannot go and give them a handshake, give them a hug and a kiss. Yes, they're your cousin. Yes, it's your aunt. Yes, it's your very close family friend. But it's not permitted if it's not your mother or your grandmother. then it's not permitted to go and give her a handshake or give her a hug. There's a lot of things when we go to parties. We have to pay attention to do make Teshuvah and Rosh Hashanah for not to do these things during the year. The music has to be kosher. The Gemara in Chagiga says the Rebbe of Meir Balanes, he went off the derech because he used to listen to the Greek music. He used to listen to the Z100 at the time. He used to listen to the music they used to play at that time, the Gleam. And they made him all eventually become Acher. Elisha ben Aver became Acher, went off the derech. He knew so much Torah, and the music he used to listen to, it got to him. So therefore a person has to know when we make our parties, we have to do it for the mitzvah, and not for any averot. Any averot we don't want any part of with, we don't want to deal with. And slowly, if the people in the community, the people who make the parties, the religious ones, they will show them you can have a fun time doing the halacha, and then it will become a trend. It will be cool to do the right thing. It will be cool to make a kosher party. And B'ezrat Hashem, we should hear that everybody will make kosher parties with the mechitzot and the separate seating, and everybody will enjoy and will feel that no, it is fun also to do the halacha. So B'ezrat Hashem, we should zocheh to make the